Another week of my video diary. This week sees me leaving Palmerston North in New Zealand and now today driving up 232 miles to Mount Moganui. I'm going to be catching up with some people I'm not seen for a very long time. I'm actually giving a talk today at a health club, which I'm really excited about. I love this country. Thank you so much for those of you that are following me on this epic adventure of going really around the world, inspiring as many people as possible to live an intentional life. We know a great life, it doesn't happen by chance, right? It happens by design, and we have choice. And I know the power of intention has revolutionized my life, and I want to help you look at your life with a fresh pair of eyes and help you be intentional. So let's get back in this beautiful car that my friend lent me, that I was at school with in 1976. Let's get on the road. We've got the coffee. Let's go. Just stopped for a moment because just look at this. So beautiful here. And there's been quite a lot of rain, but looks like there might be a bit of blue sky coming through. This land is so incredible. You can see how foggy it is down there. Such a wonderful world. What a mountain. Just had to share that with you guys. Taking a moment to appreciate what's right in front of me. Such a beautiful place where I am right now, where I'm driving. You know what I'm listening to here in May 19th, 2023, that's my voice. So one of the things I'm really focusing on is my presentation as I tell my story, and it's something I want to get better and better at. And I realize a lot of the times when I present, I can give too much information. It can be overwhelming for people. I really want to simplify my message, so I really make some very powerful points that people remember, so they don't just leave having been entertained, but they actually leave inspired to live an intentional life. And so much of that to do is to do with learning the difference between what I call shit thinking, which is where we react, and hit thinking, where we're harnessing our intentional thought. We're responding with power. We're responding with intention. And I also just want people to know that, look, wherever you are in your life, that's not who you are. You're more than the circumstances that you might find yourself in. And that's my message. And that's what I'm going on my way now to go and deliver. I'm going to go and deliver a presentation to a group of people, and I'm going to deliver this message. And it'll be really interesting to see just the impact this has on people, because you know what, I just want to get better at what I do. It's really as simple as that, and be even more intentional. So we got quite a long way to go. We got 152 miles, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Look back. I know because I was intentional, my wife and I had an incredible gift. And I asked the question, how can we be more intentional? Because, and yes, you know what? I do have some real difficult days. I struggle. Business my wife and I started together in 2016. This was my coaching business. So, look at that. We have a rainbow. It's just so beautiful. Again, just the colors. If you look at the colors of a rainbow, you just get a sense of just the colors of life. Not much you can say apart from wow. Say wow backwards. Off you go. Say the whole world with a rainbow. Up above the streets and houses, rainbows flying high. There's the whole world with a rainbow. Hello, Jeffrey. Some of you have not got a clue what I'm talking about, but there was a children's program when I grew up. Check out this, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. In fact, I'm going to film it on here as well. Two camera salute. Guys, look at this unbelievable rainbow. The colours that exist in nature. Just unbelievable. Life is full of colour. Oh, my legs actually don't feel like they work, to be honest. That's what happens when you've been driving. Wow, my legs feel completely like jelly. So here we are, Redefined Health, Wellbeing and Movement. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Is Jimmy here?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I can grab him for you if you like.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey, mate. I put my camera on.
Hello. How are you doing?
My video diary. How are you, mate?
Good. This is Mia, one of our key subjects.
Hi.
This is Pete, who's coming to speak.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
you.
He's just done the Glorious Drive.
So let's have a look at this philosophy. So tell us. Actually, let's come on this side because we've got the sun behind us. Tell us who you are.
My name's Jimmy, founder of Redefined Wellbeing Hub in Papamoa. This is the thing that drives our business. We don't come up with ourselves. We use a lot of the Blue Zones research, which, if you don't know about it, it really is amazing stuff. It's like why pockets of the world are able to have such high levels of longevity, and unfortunately, they're being influenced by a lot of the ideals that we've been consumed with in Western culture. So we're trying to bring some of those back and start to look at these 9 points. And this is what I challenge our tribe on here, our members, as to what you can do. So look at natural movement. Coming here 3 or 4 times a week is great, but it's what do you do in the other 161 hours a week? Really looking at, incidental activity is the biggest problem in obesity and, health causes.
So that's fascinating. Know your purpose.
We spoke about that a little bit.
Yes.
Talk. Yeah. Understand your why and have a reason. The science of the Blue Zones research showed that people who lived a very purposeful life had something like 7 years of extra life expectancy, which is pretty decent.
So what outcomes are you looking here for people who come here? Because obviously you're called Redefined.
Look at their health is more than just exercise and nutrition, which is where I've seen the industry previously doing.
And how long have you been open?
4 years now.
And what have you achieved in 4 years?
4 years, I think we've made a big difference in our community. Came in where people didn't really know what we did, but now we have a pretty solid background, and people are sort of embracing it and enjoying that. There's no mirrors here.
Yeah.
There's no talk about whether we don't run weight loss challenges. Just trying to get people back to having balance in their lives and doing things with more of a reason, more of a purpose, and challenging their why. My why is so I can still surf and play with my kids when I'm 80. It's like, what's your why? Why are you doing this? And use that as your reason to keep going.
So what's downshifting?
Downshifting is, we know chronic stress will put you in an early grave. It's bad, cause inflammation. So what are you doing to downshift? Downshift is a term for down-regulating high levels of stress. So whether that's coming here and doing exercise, whether that's going hang out with your friends, going for a walk in the hills, what are you doing to keep your stress levels in a safe or happy place? Really important.
I love this, conscious eating, eat real food. What's the bigger picture?
Bigger picture is something I'm passionate about, is that, we know climate change is the thing. And I just feel that there's so much finger pointing going on. Say to everyone that the bigger picture is if we can all make sustainable choices, we'll change the bigger picture. So if you and me, I drive an electric car, I have solar panels on the roof, I run a paperless business called There's 3 Things I've Done. What are 2 or 3 things that you're going to do?
Yeah.
Millions of people do that would actually change the future rather than waiting for our government not going to do it.
Find your tribe.
We think we know that. People we hang out with have a massive bearing on who we are, right? So that's something we really talk about here, and trying to create a community of people that come in and, it's friendly and sociable and they won't want to come here. So always challenge people that if you hang out with people who party all the time, that's what you do. If you hang out with people who do more health things, who hike, that's what that's what you do. So it's just trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
And that relates to the balance, but we're not trying to tell people to be, these sort of superstars and do everything perfect. It's like you can have a beer on the weekends, you can have cake at
Can
a
I?
party. Just absolutely have a beer tonight. Just like, you know, have some balance in your life. And I mean, we're going to do a nice bath in a second, but that's that getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, and realizing that we need acute stress. We've talked about chronic stress.
Yeah.
We need things that challenge us and get us outside our comfort zones. That's how we grow and, you know, feel really positive. So I'm real big on that one. We've got to thrive to survive.
So show me some of what you do here. Is there a class going on
so
here?
fortunately, we would have stuck our head in here. The team won't mind. We're just have a little chat through. This is our performance studio, just doing some higher intensity training.
What a fantastic room.
Yeah. So really encouraging strength training and getting your heart rate up with high intensity. Our movement studio run by Sam and Jason running a class here. There's all focus on reformer Pilates. So really big segment of the market. We're running reformer in here.
Good stuff. And what about, I know you've got what about this member of staff? Who the hell is
This guy.
Who's this guy? What's your name?
My name is Sam. I run the movement in the Pilates studio here at Redefined, and been one of Jimmy's original members, one of the original staff, and
Redefined original.
one of the Redefined originals. Helped to create the Pilates space in the studio. Yeah, love working here. Love what we do for the community. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you're doing here is amazing, and it's been brilliant being here. The team is just awesome. You have a real awesome team. Again, you've worked in the industry. You used to work in the UK, right?
Yes.
Fitness first?
Yes. I said to you, I unlearned a lot of that. I learned maybe a couple of good points, but really got away from that customer-centric approach. You know, that
Yeah.
it used to drive me insane when they'd be like, don't call members who haven't been in for 2 weeks. Why not? Oh, because I want to remind them they've got a membership. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing for people's health?
Yeah.
By not encouraging them to attend, should be the complete opposite.
If you seek peace, be still. If you seek wisdom, be silent. If you seek love, be yourself. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to be help you guys. I've got some ideas I'd love to share with you that stuff I've learned along the way. But honestly, what you're doing here is awesome, and I'm so grateful that we made this happen. Right, that I could come up here and going to be here for a few days.
Thank you for your time, buddy. It's been awesome, and
With time, every staff just walked out absolutely beaming, and you can see that they were very re-energized. You know, it's just, I think that's, you know, really what they needed. So also was everyone just so engaged and people fizzing from that.
Good. Fizzing. So I've just had the most amazing time with the most incredible team here at Redefined in, where are we? Have you had a good time? Guys, have you enjoyed yourself? Oh, yeah. So before these guys go, I was fortunate enough to tell them the story of Hannah, but I was telling them, having worked in the industry since 1989, what these guys are doing here is redefining this space of health and fitness, because health clubs used to be a place where people would just kind of use a few machines, and things are changing. These guys have integrated rehabilitation with yoga, Pilates, with strength training, with all types of training, integrating and really just changing the landscape, because that's the future, treating people as individuals, finding out where people are exactly and helping people get the results that they want. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Give us a wave. Look at that, these amazing people. And let's just give one round of applause, please. Okay, so one of the things I love about having a video diary is actually showing you things as I see them for the first time, you know? And I've just arrived at a place called Papamoe. I think I've pronounced that correctly. And my friends just live over there. I've just arrived. And this is the walk I'm now taking. I've not seen the sea. Oh my God. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of nature. All things nature I love. Oh, I can feel the sand. I'm going to take my sandals off actually in a second. Put the water in here. One of the things I've really noticed about New Zealand here, let me take my sandals off. and get my feet on the sand. Oh, yes. Is obviously just how quiet everything is. You can really tell there's a lack of people in New Zealand. I say a lack. I'm sure for most people from here, they wouldn't say that it was a lack. It was like, no, there's the perfect amount. But one of the things I've noticed in most places on earth that I've been to, even when it's quiet, you get a sense. I've actually got to put my sandals back on because the sand is too hot. Lucky I brought my sandals with me. My feet were burning. That you could be somewhere quiet, but you just get a sense that there's lots of people. I used to feel this a lot in London, but here you just really sense that there's hardly anyone here. Check this out. And what a pleasure it is to share this place with you. Oh my God, this just looks unbelievably incredible. Oh, look, I think I have to go back and get my swimming costume. My God, if my dad was alive and he came here, he would just be gone. Oh my God. You have to see this. I'm so glad that you get to see. I can see a couple of people in the water. It's beautiful. Wow. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Can't believe what I'm looking at. Just, look, I think one of the things you see here on the coast is just so long. Over there is Mount Moganui. I'm going to go up there tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that is. Wow. Wow. You can tell this is perfect. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so lucky to have this on my back garden now for, well, I'm going to stay here for a few days. I just can't begin to tell you how beautiful this is. The last time I saw an ocean like this was in Sydney, Australia. It's so refreshing. Look at those waves. People must love surfing here. It just goes on for as long as you can see. I'm definitely going to be getting up at the crack of dawn and just putting on my rucksack and just going. I've so fallen in love, more in love than I was before with nature, but also just in love with walking and just being outside. Okay, this is Pete Cohen here. Now, I'm on the next phase of my epic adventure in New Zealand, and I'm staying with my friends. Should I just say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you? Who are these people? When was the last time I saw you?
Wow, 6 years ago, I think.
Was it?
In Kuwait.
It seems like longer than that.
I reckon.
And I remember these two young men, but they don't remember. You don't remember me, do you? No. I can't believe that, because they insulted me, didn't they? They didn't insult me. They said the obvious. What did you say? Big nose. Yeah, well, it's true. But how long have you been living in New Zealand?
5 years.
No,
6 years.
6 years.
So yeah, so it was a lot longer. I've seen you 8 years ago.
8 years.
6 years have been here.
And you love being here, right?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I love being home.
Yeah, because you're obviously from New Zealand. And both of you, what's it like living here?
I'll let you.
I like living here. I think it's much better for my future in sport and training.
So you're a top triathlete, right?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. But yeah,
He is. He's one of the top juniors in the...
in Oceanias, I guess. But yeah, it's been good since we've been here. I think everything is. At first, it was harder to move, but now it seems really good.
Yeah. What about this young man?
Yeah, I think the lifestyle here is pretty good. Once at schooling, maybe it's a little bit weaker than Kuwait, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's alright.
Yeah.
Especially probably the difference between a private and public.
Well, I love it here. Honestly, I absolutely love it. what a wonderful house. The beach was just over there, but there was a problem on the beach today, wasn't there?
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish everywhere.
What's going on?
No, I haven't seen it before. Not seen it since again.
You know, it must have been me, because when I was in Palmerston, went down to Levin, I stepped on a jellyfish. It was like that song by Adam and the Ants. Don't you step on an ant? What was that song? Don't you step on an ant? He'll come cut off his head. Like, don't you remember that?
No.
Used to be into punk music as well.
That wasn't punk.
Let me actually show you in here.
Adam the Ants is not punk music.
Yeah, well, this is. Can I turn the light on here? So. This is all great stuff. This is all music I grew up with. Anyway, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I promise I won't get this camera out too often, but you are going to be in my video diary. So I really appreciate being here. And with, what's your dog called? Bert? Bertie. Bertie. Come on.
You Bertie, come here. Come here. Come on.
He thinks he's been told off.
Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Okay, we'll turn the camera off now. Good morning, you lovely people. Check this out. I'm in Papamoa, and we are going to go and climb up there, go and check out the sunset. But oh my giddy God, you're having a laugh. Look at that. Now, apparently, this is one of the greatest places for sunrises. And I'm carrying Hannah's weight. I'm going to take it up there. This is Mount Moganui. So let's go climb that bad boy. I can't believe the sun over there. It's amazing. So are you, actually. So Cindy, thank you for bringing me up here this morning.
No problem. It's beautiful, isn't it?
What is it about the sun that just brings a peace and serenity to I don't know. Yeah, I was just saying to Cindy how when I was in Greece, I was in the sea and thinking about what is the purpose of the sun? What does it do? Well, for me, it gives life to all of us. Without that, there's nothing. There's no life. There's no growth. And yet, I now see my role in this world to give life to others, but also to accept life, to accept help, to accept support, and that makes the world a better place. So beautiful, so stunning. So what's really fascinating is Cindy and I have just come over there where everyone was congregating. But on this side, look, I mean, look how beautiful it is here. And there's one lady here, she's got the whole thing to herself. And there's no one here. This is the best view in the house. Excuse me, this is the best seat in the house. I'm thinking, what is everyone doing?
It's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
idea.
keep secret.
Maybe you own this, I don't.
No, mate. I wish.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you.
Sorry, thank you so much for this morning. That was epic. And it was amazing. And what a beautiful day. Well, we're in paradise. And I've got, what time is it? You said it was 20 past?
20 past 6.
20 past 6.
All
I'm
going to
leaving at
Cathedral.
20 past 8. I've got 2 hours to walk. It's about 6 miles, is it?
6 miles, 9 Ks.
9 Ks. So let's do this. Game faces on. And we'll get this done. I look at my head sometimes and I just think my head just looks like a massive egg. Disgust. We've had a very philosophical morning. We've talked all things the sun. We've talked.
Gone round and round.
We've gone round and round. We've talked about herd mentality, yeah. Long may it continue. 10. So normally, I like to go to bed at about 8:30. But it just depends, It just absolutely depends. Oh wow. That was 2 hours, walking 2 hours with this thing on my back. I don't mind telling you, that was intense. It was worth it. In fact, so all in all, that's probably close to 3 hours of moving this morning. Yes, more than 3 hours. So we started moving probably at about 5. So yeah, 3 hours and 20 minutes. But it doesn't actually feel like it's been 3 hours and 20 minutes. It does feel like it's been hard, but it has been 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm flipping proud of myself. And I want to share that with you. Love you. Tell us, where are we going?
We're going to the Tauranga domain, which is the track in Tauranga. They're building a new one soon, but this is the only one we have at the moment. It's
And you're going to train.
Yeah.
And what are you doing today?
I'm not sure yet until I actually get there. But
Right.
we had quite a hard session on Thursday, so I wouldn't imagine this session would be ridiculously hard.
So how old are you?
I've just turned 8.
Just turned 18 and you're one of the
Top triathletes in the country.
top triathletes in the country. Whee! And what your ambition is to compete in the Olympics?
Yeah, one day to get the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. I think I gave him a little bit of I didn't give you a hard time, but I think I was a bit full on because obviously I've had the experience of working and knowing lots of Olympians. I was reflecting on that. So there was a time where you don't know these people: Colin Jackson, Jonathan Edwards, Sally Gunnell, Roger Black. None of them were triathletes, but they were all track athletes, and they all won Olympic medals. And I've had a lot of opportunities to listen and talk to them, and I kind of want to share that knowledge. And sometimes I just like, but I think, was there anything I said yesterday that you thought, oh, that's nice, or you thought that's interesting?
I thought it was interesting that you touched on me being kind of like in the moment. I can zone out from everything that I've thought before, but before races or for events that I do, that I kind of can psych myself out and lose energy over things that don't even matter.
So I think that's fascinating because that's where your strength can be your weakness. And I've seen it in so many people, your ability to switch off and be totally focused so that nothing else is going on. You're just at one with what you're doing. That's obviously your strength. But if you don't harness that, it can be your worst nightmare in terms of psyching you out right before a race. You can overthink and you can not think.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to do some work on that. Was there anything else I said yesterday that you thought, ooh?
You touched on mindfulness and meditating, and I thought that was interesting because I don't really ever do that, but it made sense, and it is something that I probably will try from now on.
So I've sent you something. I want you to do it. So this is really interesting because obviously I'm going to record. This is being recorded. So you've heard of gratitude, right? Gratitude,
the word,
the
yeah,
word, right?
yeah.
So gratitude means you're thankful for something.
Yeah.
So if I say, look, thank you for taking me here today. I'm thanking you for this moment. I can't thank you for what's happened because it hasn't happened yet. Or could I? Could I say, I'm going to give thanks for the great time I'm going to have with you right now. I'm being grateful for what's going to happen. So what's interesting about gratitude is most people think of gratitude as being grateful for something that has happened. I've had a lovely meal. I'm very grateful for it, right? But can you be grateful for something that hasn't happened yet? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can.
Great. Now we're talking, because this meditation I'm going to give you, which isn't, millions of people have listened to this. I am going to challenge you to learn to be grateful for what you have, which is pretty easy to do. I'm sure you already are, but for you to experience gratitude, to feel gratitude in your body. But then I'm going to ask you to be grateful for what happened in the future, which is competing in the Olympics in Australia in 2032, right? And maybe even LA in 2028. Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but let's see what you can do in listening to this, because what this challenges you to do is to think ahead and to feel ahead. So it's not just thinking, like seeing, it's feeling like this has already happened. Some people call that deja vu. You know, like, I feel like I've been here before. Are you ready? I mean, you just experiment. You can listen to it, and you listen to it a few times, and let's see what happens. Would you be up for that little challenge?
Yeah, I am. Definitely, yeah.
Sweet. Good. I'm looking forward to watching you do your thing. There's many other athletes as well, right?
At the track today.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be. There's a public track, so there'll be plenty of people.
Oh
there.
yeah, right.
Do
Do you want me to get rid of those people?
No, it's fine. My squad usually kind of takes over, but my coach isn't here today, and there's been one of the top guys in Australia at the moment, and a couple of the other ones are in Hamilton today. So, and one's in
Because it's the big weekend, isn't it? Isn't this the big Ironman event in
Chelmsford? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the biggest Ironman event in the world, isn't it? Or one of them.
Yeah, it is.
The biggest.
So it's.
So you do Olympic distance?
No, I've never done Olympic distance. I do sprint distance and.
Oh right. Sprint triathlon. So what does that involve?
It's a 750 meter swim with a 20k bike and a 5k run.
Sweet. Short, sharp. Get it done.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Cool. I will turn the camera off now. Interesting to watch these guys train. And that's Finley at the front. So when I look at people, like, I see the flow of their run. He's the one at the front, by the way. And what's really interesting about Finley is both his parents are very into training. Finley's dad has competed in many Ironmans and marathons, but his grandfather, he's got world records for long distance events. And when they told me this yesterday, I thought, wow, you carry that DNA. You carry the DNA of endurance. And it's fascinating because it's something that we often don't really talk about, how our genetics. I mean, look, you can have the genetics, you can have the talent, but without hard work, without dedication, without a certain mindset, it's all pointless. But this young man is one of the best sprint triathletes in New Zealand, and I watch because I've had the privilege of watching many athletes who I've worked with over the years, and you can see when someone's got a special talent. So he's got a talent. He's very happy, he's very playful, he loves the pain, he loves that, he loves it when it's hard work, and he is very competitive as well, which is really also important. But the conversation I had with him yesterday was around, look, the version of you that's at the Olympics in Brisbane in 2032, I'd say that version of you already exists. That version of you is already talking to you and communicating with you, but you're probably just not really listening. And it was interesting because I think he got that, and I think he kind of picked up on he needs to get to know that version of himself. You know, time is a concept that humans have come up with, and I would say that version of you already exists in the future. You can start to build a relationship to that version, because that version of you is wiser than you, stronger than you, just better than you, and you could start acting like that person every single day. So rather than living in hope that everything will just work out, you live in faith. And I've challenged him to listen to this gratitude meditation that I've got, where you actually start to give gratitude. Look at that. I can also see things in him as well that you can see that when it's tough, he just goes into a different gear. He's just got gears. Again, it's so important. But I want him to start giving gratitude for his future self now. I want him to have such a strong relationship to his future self, and be really interesting to see how receptive he is to that. We shall see. What people put themselves through, and I just makes me realise just how fortunate I am. I feel quite emotional, actually. Really, I wasn't expecting to get emotional at all. Just literally just came over, because I have been so fortunate in my life to work and know so many of the people that I've worked with. I mean, literally, so fortunate. You know. But I realised how hard I worked and how intentional I've always been. And what's even weirder is I'm going over here and these guys will be playing cricket over here. So this guy that you see running at the front here, like this guy here, Finley, he is unreal. This guy could be competing will be competing in the Olympic Games, and I'm sure he's going to do well, especially if I've got anything to do with it. But just over here, this is my love. This is my absolute love, which is cricket. And yeah, my first memory in my life was watching my dad playing cricket, and just freaking love cricket. I don't like cricket, and I love it, and I played cricket for so many years of my life, and I worked with the Kent cricket team when one of the greatest New Zealand cricket players. I worked with him when he was the coach of the Kent cricket team. It is, what day is it today?
15.
It's 15, Sunday. Where we go? Because we're going to do something, and it sounds scary, but what actually is it? Not that I even understand. Finn, what are we about to do?
We're going to go on the luge. And
The luge?
The
The luge. And what is the luge?
It's like kind of like a go-karty
Go-karty type thing.
down a hill. Really.
Down a hill.
Steep hill.
And we're here with your mother and your father, and we could end up, someone said we could end up in A&E. I've already had an accident today, look, with this being attacked by a dog.
Very big dog.
Yeah, so it's all good. So are we going to come out of this alive?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Who's going to win?
Me,
Why?
because Dad's rubbish at this.
Right,
What
okay,
about
well,
Pete?
yes? Sorry?
Is Pete no good?
I don't
Oh,
know.
he's a newbie, so I
A
don't think
newbie. I'll
he's
do my best.
Experienced.
I'm
No,
just,
that sounds good.
Why
just-
go on the wrong? No, I haven't. Where's
I just want to film it.
I'll be
So,
here.
okay, so there it is, luge. We're going on the luge. Oh, looks fun.
It's up here, what they're fixing.
Get your helmet on.
Just live the dream.
Look how high it is. Like, you're going to go from nothing.
Okay, so here we are, Skyline, Rotorua. I feel that something's going to happen here today. It could be. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me at least pay for myself.
Pay for yourself.
Good. Wow. Have you done that?
I've done it at the Redwoods, though.
Yeah.
Did you get 4 tickets?
Yes, done.
And how many goes? 5.
5 at the moment. Might go over another. See how. see
Okay,
how quickly-
let's talk predictions.
Oliver 1. Oliver Senior.
Oliver Senior.
I'm gonna.
Fenton 2.
Are you not? Are you?
I'm definitely not in this. Yeah.
I think it's
Not
gonna
in
be
the
me,
running.
Dad, Pete.
I personally think I'm a dark horse.
Well, you might. Yeah, let Pete sit there then.
Yeah.
That's all right. Oh, all right.
Oh, they're gonna
think we
you
use
might
this-
wanna- You might want to actually look down.
Is this to
now,
get
I don't
us? What's this for?
know.
Each go.
Yeah,
Hey,
click.
clip it.
This is going to look all amazing on my. Okay, guys.
Helmet.
What if you don't? What if you don't want to wear one?
Not allowed to.
You have to.
The luge.
Some of them stink at people's sweaty heads.
Yeah, they do.
Well-
So it's good to have a head on actually.
Thank you. Off you go.
No, you go.
Really?
Yeah, you get something. Yeah.
Right. In third place, you and me, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Well done,
I think it
congratulations.
was not a very fit.
In second place, well done. And in first place,
I got robbed.
let's take a picture as well. Hey, let me just take a little video here, look. Well done, guys. Good fun?
Very good, very good.
After some serious motor racing, now it's time to chill and go for a swim in the lake, if we're able to swim in the lake. What do you think, Finn?
You should be able to swim. I just don't know if you're able to swim way out. You'll be able to swim like leisurely. I don't know if you can swim way out.
Can we have a race?
We can race if you want to.
This is just, once again, the guys are playing. Oh, there he is, nice guy there, passing the ball.
Cheers, mate, thank you.
Oops, oh, well, he almost went there. This place is just so picturesque. Just like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that since I've been filming this video diary, saying, oh, this place is so beautiful, but it's unbelievable. Just, I just don't know what to say, so I say nothing. I'm gonna go swimming in there. Just everywhere you go. The greenest land I've seen. I thought Ireland was the greenest land, but this is the greenest land. So, this is my friend's dog, Bertie, who is a rescue dog, and I have become really good mates with. I've been hanging out. Come here. Come here. This way. Oi. Bertie's not keen on other dogs. Look at this weather. Look at the sun here. Look, isn't that just amazing? I'm so fortunate to be here. And the last few days been a bit quiet. I've just been really just walking the dog and just hanging out by the beach. Just literally spending quite a lot of time on my own here. Look, it's just so beautiful. Where's Bertie? Bertie, you ready for this? You ready? Just such a simple thing, just throwing a ball for a dog, and the dog being so happy by doing something as simple as this. But yeah, it's very grounding being here. I'm thinking of staying here now for a few extra days than I was planning to, because I've just found a peace and calm here that I just wanna continue to have it. Ready? Come on, drop it then. Bertie, you're on camera, mate. You can't, all your fans are watching you. Hey, Bertie, come on. Good boy. You gonna drop it? I remember growing up with a dog and just taking the dog for a walk. You know, just such a simple thing. And this is such a simple thing. We seem to, I really encourage you to think about what is a simple life? What does a simple life mean to you? Yeah, let me know. What does a simple life mean to you? What does a great life mean to you? I mean, I'm 54 years old. Maybe I've got a different way of looking at it, but I think I really know what a good life is. And I'll tell you what, it ain't complicated. You know, think about how simple all of this is, how beautiful all of this is. Let's get the ball for Bert. Go, Bertie. Go, Bertie. Come on, you're back on film again. Everyone's watching you. Bertie, what do you want to say? Bertie? Come on. You join me at the back of the car. I'm just about to do the Papa Mar Hill Loop, which is 5.31 kilometers. It says estimated time 1 hour 49 minutes. I'm going to do it twice, and my goal is to do it in 2 hours. Let's see if we can do it. Obviously, I am taking this with me because I take it with me whenever I do hikes. Taking the spirit and the legacy of Hannah, which was all about just getting on with it. So we're going up here. It's going to be epic. I'm going to take you with. That was my head, and let's go. You know, it's fascinating that just started and just felt that resistance, but how slowly that resistance has started to subside, which is mad, right? That's where so many people miss the mark around, listen, if you think of exercise, or you start exercise and you feel huge resistance, right? It's normal. Morning. It's absolutely normal, because we're not designed to move for no reason. We're only designed to move for a reason, and it's not surprising that maybe you, someone you know, feels resistance. But once you start, it's like the hardest thing to do is get started. But once you start, in some strange way of looking at it, it all gets a little easy. And now I feel like, okay, now I've started. So just remember that. When you're intentional, you know that you're not going to feel like it. You just know it, but that doesn't stop you. In fact, that inspires you to move through that feeling, because what better feeling is there? Good morning. What better feeling is there than, I don't feel like doing this, but you did it. I think that's one of the greatest feelings that a human can experience. Of doing things that perhaps other people don't do, doing things that maybe you didn't do in the past, doing things you just felt huge resistance to doing it, starting it. But once you got in the game, it's hard to stop playing. And if you get into that game and you play it all the time, it's great to see so many people here. We're only a few days before Christmas. A lot of people are probably in that mindset of, let's get in shape so we can stuff our faces. Whereas I'm not like that. I used to be like that. Now I'm a completely different person. I have seriously reinvented myself over the last few months. I've been reborn, and I really have. It's crazy. Through the passing of Hannah and grieving, I've just become a different person. I look at pictures of me now, I look younger. It's not that I necessarily find life easier. Some ways I do, but some ways I find it really difficult. It's so important to wake up, because, and I don't talk about this very much, but we've evolved originally to survive. We survived by gaining possessions, certain possessions which we could use, whether it's to light a fire, whether it was to climb a tree, whatever it was. Weapons. To get possessions. We evolved to gather information. We evolved to have sexual chemistry with people so we can pass on our genes, and we still have those dispositions, but they're just being exploited all the time. You know, looking for food. Well, we don't need to look for food. It's an abundance. Most of us have got enough. But unless we learn to realize that that's not where the magic often is of the transformation of the human being, it's becoming the person we must become. And I truly believe now I know who I must become. And that's why I'm doing this. To the point where this isn't really a chore. And this is what I want to do with people all over the world. Same thing. Life is wonderful. Yes. This is it. Listen, I know. As anyone who knows me, life is tough. It is. It's not easy. But you know, we all have an opportunity. We all have the opportunity to do something amazing. And I do. I have the opportunity to live in someone's memory, to live in the memory of my mum, dad, my wife, and other people who I've known who are no longer here. And you know what? If you're watching this, you're still here. and we can all do something with what we have. We can all do something. A famous line from Lord of the Rings when Gandalf says to Frodo, it's not about the amount of time, it's what we do with the time. And while I've got time, I am going to make the most of that time. There you go. By carrying this carrying it wherever I go. And the whole thing of it is intentional thinking. That's what it is. And I feel like I've another wonderful place to bring this. Just need to find someone who will take a picture for me, or I'll have to do it myself. Thank you for all of you that are following my little adventure, my little journey. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to continue to show up as best as I can each and every day. I have really struggled in my life to acknowledge, to appreciate, to understand, to value accountability. When a group of like-minded people come together, magic is possible. I've seen it so many times, but I think I've only recently really waking up to it. You know, I have a group at the moment, and it's interesting because I'm away in New Zealand, and normally we meet every Friday at 7:30, which is 8:30 p.m. in New Zealand. And I've told the guys, look, you guys can continue to support each other, but you know, that's bedtime for me. And they've carried on meeting each other, and it's amazing. I just wonder how much they appreciate being there for each other. Because if you're the sort of person that has any goals or dreams or aspirations, I can tell you, the quicker, the better, the higher the quality will always be with who supported you on that journey, who also had your vision, who also always had your back, which is kind of ironic because in my backpack here is a 10 kilogram weight with my wife's name on it. And I was so fortunate. I mean, Hannah always had my back with everything I did and with everything that she went through. The most grueling, challenging treatment, she was always there for me. We even started the business of My 365 together. We had a coffee business. In fact, I saw on Facebook Memories the other day, Hannah in the basin of the Grand Canyon, because we were the top producers in the whole company. Globally, it's a global company, and they wanted to fly both of us over to the basin of the Grand Canyon, helicopter ride as a special thank you and a treat. But I couldn't go because I had a prior speaking engagement in Greece. So I had to fly the following day. But they made a video where some of the leaders in the company said, congratulations, Pete and Hannah. We've got Hannah, we're not going to tell you where we are. Making fun of it, but making a serious point that we had worked really hard to grow our business, because our business was something we believed in, and I still believe in it, which is our coffee and tea business that is infused with this unbelievable mushroom. And it's really my secret weapon. But we were only able to do something, to grow something, because we had each other's backs. And here's my question to you. Who's got your back? Look, those of you that are watching on the camera, that's where I'm going. Right to the top of that hill. But doing it with this camera on, the microphone on, is a lot easier, because I feel I can't stop because you're holding me accountable to this. But my question is, who's holding you to account? Who's supporting you? That's why things like Weight Watchers and Slimming World, I wouldn't say successful in terms of long-term weight loss, but in terms of profitable businesses, I'm sorry if anyone out there is an advocate of Slimming World or Weight Watchers, but it's that accountability, strength in numbers, the shared goal, shared vision. Who's got your back? Now, here's the thing. Obviously, I'm carrying this weight with me, which makes it harder, but the rewards are so much better. When you're accountable to other people, it can be harder, definitely, but the rewards can be so much better. Because when you're truly held to account, other people will call you out for what you do, what you say you're going to do, what you did do, what you didn't do, and that's priceless. I have that. I've had it for most major points in my life, which is called coaching, and that's what I will continue to do for other people, no matter what, because that's what I'm committed to. But here's another way of looking at this. My health and fitness, my diet, we call it the Magnificent Seven. There's 7 key areas of eat right, drink right, think right, talk right, move right, poo right, drink right, or eliminate right, we now call it. Because I've invested in my health and well-being, I can do this. I've got my own back with my investment in my health and well-being. So we've been going for 8 minutes now, and we're going right up there. It's got to be done, right? No matter what. So who's holding you to account? Maybe you don't want to be. There have been times in my life where I have not want to be held to account, especially when it came to my diet. I knew I was eating way too much of the foods that were causing energy level problems, causing me to crave foods. But at some point, at one point, I just had to reel it in myself. I really had to hold myself accountable. And I'm pretty good at doing that. As Alex Hormozy says, who's one of the most well-known entrepreneurs in the world, the greatest person to coach you is the person that you could become. But most people, from my experience, need coaching to becoming that person.
I got a mount once a week. It's
Yeah.
closed today.
Yeah,
And one very modest workout on my weights with a weight bench,
yes,
and 1 or 2 bicycle rides. I'm in the 78th year.
78.
Gotta, slow down a bit. But of course, life is busy enough.
Well,
You've got lawns to mow, a household to run. But I find it's enough to keep me fit.
well, my metaphor for life is uphill.
Yes, well, it was when young.
I think
But,
it still is though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, so toned down a bit
Yes.
from the 20s and 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
but absolutely necessary to maintain the mind and body.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm massively inspired by you. I saw you when I walked down, and I saw you, and I hope to be doing. You said you're 78?
It's called. I'll be 78 in March.
Right.
You describe it as being in your 78th year.
Yes.
You've lived your 77, so I'm getting there to 78.
So I've got 24 years to get there,
Yeah,
but I hope to be doing, I'm sure I will be doing the same as you.
it's essential. Well, all the experts, all the medical people say exercise.
Yeah.
I think getting the balance right there. I used to try to keep up with what I used to do
Yeah,
and realized I wasn't recovering as quickly,
yeah,
so cut it back, but persisted.
yes.
Because it requires effort. You know, I can feel it in my lungs going up.
Probably more so that you're talking to me as well.
True.
What's your name?
John.
John, my name is Pete. I'm from the UK. I'm here for 6 weeks. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm actually going this way.
Oh, okay. Well,
What an absolute pleasure to meet you.
yeah, it's been good.
Look after yourself. Remember my name.
Pete, go.
Pete Cohen, keep going. Have a wonderful day. It's lovely to meet you. Wow, that was so wonderful meeting that gentleman and listening to him. And I just walked up most of that hill with him. Amazing, 78, and that was a tough hill. Actually, it was a lot easier doing it with somebody else, which is what accountability is all about. Those two trees behind me, you can see them from way down there. Look how beautiful it is. There's Mount Moganui over there. Just incredible. And I am fascinated by these trees because they're at the top of a hill. I just wonder what they've endured. The wind that must have tried to batter those trees. But they're there because of what they've withstood. And that's what nature is. Nature survives because of what it can withstand. And it's the same with us. But when we talk about surviving is one thing, but thriving is, you know, these trees exist to bear fruit. What their fruit is, I don't know. I don't know what they are, but they can create more trees, right? And I think we're all trees. We're all here to bear fruit. We have to decide what is the fruit that we want to bear. And I want to bear the fruit of inspiring people to know who they are, know what they're here to do, to know the mindset that is necessary for them to have success. Those trees are incredible, and so are you. All right, it's time to walk back. Just got no idea where to go. Amazing. Got to find a way to get down now. There's obviously a tree that's not here anymore, but this tree still is. So impressive. There's probably another tree that was here, but look at the roots of this monster. Look how picturesque these guys are in here. Look. Look at these guys here. Hello. Hello. They're just chilling. Chilling? Chilling, yeah? Come on. I'm not going to hurt you. It's okay. Hello. Hello. Beautiful. Aren't you? Bye-bye, mate. Beautiful. Beautiful little spot where these cows are just hanging and these calves. Well, there's the car park. I have to tell you, I got completely lost. I ended up walking for nearly 3.5 hours. But it's good to get lost, and I'm really tired. But so what? Now what? I'm going to make a massive dinner for Jez, Cindy and his family today, just to say thank you. But yes, I can see the car. So glad I made it. Woo! Thanks for watching, guys. Well, check this view out. It is amazing. We made it to the top of Mount Moganui again, and now I'm with my friend J-Lo. How are you doing?
Amazing. Great.
So who are you?
Who
And where
am I?
did we meet?
Where did we meet? We met at Redefined.
Last week, a week ago, I gave a talk there,
Yep,
right?
last Friday, exactly.
And why did you come and speak to me afterwards?
I got pretty emotional hearing about your story about your wife and what you chose to do with that journey, that transition, and when you talked about that power of intention. So we've already talked about it, but a long time ago, I had someone talk to me about the power of intention after he saw my wall of affirmations, and it really reminded me to not just speak it, but really feel it and actually take some action towards how I want to feel and what I want to do.
And what do you do now?
What I do now, I get to help guide people and connecting to their bodies through strength and movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's going to happen as a result of you and I spending some time walking in this unreal place? What's happened as a result of this conversation this morning?
I'm really going to step into owning my story, sharing it, so that I can, empower other people. Not just empower, but help people feel more connected to not just the light and the happy stuff, but also the darkness that we sort of come through, and really, for me, feel quite deeply rooted in who I am beyond so many other layers.
I think owning your story and sharing your story is quite a scary thing for a lot of people to do because it's personal and, people might judge us, but your story is unreal. And the work that this lady does is just so needed in the world. In fact, we had a conversation. Let's just talk about that for a moment. You talked about you've got some interesting ancestry. You've got Cook Island ancestry, right?
Yes, my mum's from the Cook Islands.
And we were talking about how would you describe? I'll explain. Okay, from my perspective.
Yes.
So, I gave a talk in Auckland, and there were wonderful audience. There were two ladies from the Cook Islands. They were so beautiful. They wore these flowery akatus, right? So, and they were just the most incredible human beings. But they were very large, right? And we were just talking about that is something that you want to help change for the ones who do want to change, right?
Yes, yeah.
And why? You were talking about what the Westerners perhaps brought to the Cook Islands.
Yes.
So what do you think happened? How did so many people end up being unhealthy?
Well, from what my mother has shared with me, her experience was that when Western food came to the Cook Islands, that's when
It all changed. And before that, you've seen videos, you've
Yep.
seen pictures
Yep.
of these people were strong, powerful.
Yep, healthy, vibrant, not overweight. Not that there's anything wrong with being overweight, but they weren't big.
Yeah, look, I feel a bit self-conscious talking about it
Yeah.
because it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
I also told you, I remember writing this book years ago, and I looked at the Pima Indians that lived in America, and they lived on this reservation, and they were moved out because the state of America wanted to build a highway, and these people were moved to an area where all of a sudden they were exposed to fast food, and their weight just ballooned.
Yeah.
And people were looking at what was going on, and these scientists, they believed that these people had millions more fat cells, but these fat cells had never been predisposed. And look, ultimately, it's people's choice. And I know that you just want to help people be connected to their body so they can serve
Yes.
at a higher level.
Yep. If we want to keep serving our community, which is very a strong value in the Cook Islands community, then we want to be around for as long as possible, and we want to be able to do as much as possible.
And the challenge with this type of message is you are going to rattle a few feathers, perhaps. But if you believe in it and it's important enough, then you have to be prepared for... Because when you're intentional, I think there's going to be resistance.
Yeah.
Internal, external resistance. And I've also challenged you to do my 30-day Kickstart program, right? Which
Yes.
you're going to do.
Yep.
Good, because, turning the camera around once more, I told you probably way over 20,000 people have signed up to that, but very few people have finished it. But the ones who do, it's a game changer. I want to help you develop more clarity around who you are, where you are, what you want to do, the mindset that is necessary. And I want to be a part of your journey to help more people, because this woman is a serious force to be reckoned with. So
Thank you.
this has been epic, hasn't it?
Oh, incredible.
We should do this again sometime, especially when
Absolutely.
I move to New Zealand.
Yes. To Mount
Tomorrow.
Maunganui.
Definitely. I'm going to build a house up here. I'm sure that
You won't be allowed to.
This is Papamoa Beach. I've just been in the sea, and this has to be one of the most glorious places I've ever been. I'm here for a couple more days before going back to Auckland, but this has been the most therapeutic place for me because I've really slowed down here. I don't know whether you've ever been away for a very long period of time, more than just a few weeks, and this is the longest I've been away for a while. And you know, the last year and a half, or last few years actually, have been ridiculously difficult and challenging, but I've learned so much, and I've been guided and supported by some incredible people. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me on this journey, and it's really crazy that what almost broke me and destroyed me has forged me into a better person, where I am, without doubt, more intentional than I've ever been. And what I mean by that is I'm so much better at responding to circumstances and challenges, situations that arise. And I'm just ready to help more and more people do that. You know, I think the point of going through something difficult is the opportunity to be better moving forwards, but also to help others who find themselves in difficult and similar situations. So the next time, I think I'm going to do possibly just a little bit more filming here in Papamoa, but I'm going back to Auckland, and I'm going to see a few of my friends there. We've got a presentation there on the 4th of January. I just want to thank everyone that's been on this journey with me, and I just want to say thank you for those of you that also just watched my video diary. And it's a great pleasure to be able to share so much of this incredible world. And if you ever get a chance to come out to New Zealand, I would highly recommend it.